All right, so this is a new idea. This is called Intimate Time with Yávé, and I'm here with my best friend, my bae. Um, she actually came to me, and you wanted to know what all I do
Right. Because you do a
because
lot.
I do a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
So when she came to me with the idea, I was like, I know I need to um, like have a convenient way to just show people everything I do in one
Mhm.
piece of content. So I was like, well, if I'm not doing it on my own time, I'm like, well, you can help me with it. So
Yeah.
basically, we're just going to be having these intimate conversations where she asks me questions and I give answers, and we're just going to have a conversation. And it's
Exactly.
going to be a way for people to get to know me
Right.
and for us to do couple
Just
activities together. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Just to
Oh
bond,
my
you
God.
know.
So, yeah. So, for this first conversation, we're just going to like talk about all the stuff that I do, and she wrote questions, and I'm just gonna let her ask questions, and we just
Yes.
gonna,
All right.
yeah, we just gonna, we
Perfect. Let's go.
just
Let's
gonna
do
do it. Oh my
it.
god.
All right. So I mean, so like you said, like everybody knows you do music and everything. We all know you
Hmm.
do music. So I think, like I said when I was asking you, I just wanted to know if you could elaborate on all the other things that you do because
Hmm.
you just don't do music. You do music. You do graphic design. You do logos. You do all the covers. So just want to know like more about what you do, like everything. If you can explain it to the people.
So I just want to like make a list just so they can know all the little things that I do, and then I'll go into detail about whatever
Okay.
section you want to know more about. So
Okay.
music is the first love.
Right.
Started doing music when I was 6. So music composition is my first love. That would be like the production.
Yes.
Or they call it beat makers, but I don't
Right.
like calling myself a beat maker. So I am a composer, songwriter, recording artist,
Mm-hmm.
audio engineer. So that's all music
Yes.
related.
Yes.
Everything that goes into making a song, I do it.
Okay.
Um, Graphic design was the second thing that I started getting into.
So
So
music. Okay. So music, all everything that goes in the background, pretty much, and also in the front because you also sing.
yeah, I
So
used to
you.
perform.
Okay. So yeah. So you sing and you make music.
Hmm.
So okay. So you do both as far as music, and then you do graphic design. So now, what do you do as
The
far as graphic?
graphic design, I've done flyers for people. For a long time, I did brand development work. That's how I housed it into a thing. So I helped people build their brands. They would come to me if they didn't have a logo. Like, let's say somebody wanted to start a small business
Right.
and they don't have anything to show that they're a small business. I put together these packages where I would do designs. I would do a logo. I would do an
Right.
avatar and a banner for their social media pages.
Okay.
I do business card designs. So I've designed all type of stuff for print and digital.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I did that full time for years. So
Okay. So
graphic design is, yeah, I
you've
do a
done it
lot.
as long as like when did you? So I know you said you started music at 6. That's when
Hmm.
you kind of like your love for music and started making music
Yep.
started. What about graphic design? When did that start for you?
Design started in 2009.
Okay.
And the
So
reason I got into design is because I was building a community.
okay.
That was
What was
my
that
first
community?
my
Which
first
one?
online community was the progression,
Okay.
and I needed to make designs to show
Hmm.
people the logo of the movement. I was doing avatars for people.
Okay.
So that was the first thing I started doing is photo edits, where I would take somebody's MySpace picture, I would rip them off of their background,
Hmm.
put them on a different background, and then put my progression logo on it.
Okay. So
So
would
I
you
was
say
like,
MySpace? 'Cause I know MySpace was very like very interactive. Like people
yep,
could do a lot, like customize everything. So would you say that's when it started on MySpace,
yeah, yeah.
or did you do that in school at all before that?
No, I wasn't really designing before that.
Okay.
I would do like in middle school,
Hmm.
people would ask me to draw their initials, and I actually got this from my older brother. My brother had this logo he did with his initials. It was AF,
Okay.
and he put the A and the F into one symbol.
Right. Right.
So I came up with one too, where
Mm.
I put my B, A, and the F.
Yes.
Those are my initials.
Yes.
So at school, in middle school, I used to draw
Draw it.
people's initials into a logo. That would
Okay.
probably be the first, like,
Creative,
kind of
like
like the first introduction to me doing designs,
right by hand.
because that's
Yeah.
literally drawing out logos using
Exactly.
people's letters.
Right.
So
Okay.
that would be like actually before I started writing songs, I was doing that kind of stuff,
Okay, good.
doing little simple logos with
Right, but that was
people's.
on paper and
Yeah.
everything. Now, did you draw also, or just logo? Okay,
Nah, I
so
never drew.
never.
That's like the most I've drawn is just letters.
Okay.
But drawing like pictures,
Yeah.
never done anything like.
Images. Okay.
Yeah, it's like more
Mm-hmm.
simple concepts.
Right. And then you said then you got on MySpace, and that's when you were able to do it digitally.
Yeah,
So that's when you started doing
and that was like Photoshop. I
Right.
was doing Photoshop
Okay.
to make people's photo edits.
Right. And you learned Photoshop on your own?
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Because a lot of people go to school for that. Like, they really go to school to learn to do Photoshop.
I would go to YouTube
Okay. So
and
like,
look up like
right.
tutorials on how to use different
Right.
tools.
So you
But I'm
self-taught.
self-taught with everything.
Exactly. Okay.
So I did like Photoshop for years, and it was just all photo edits. And then when I started getting paid for graphics, which was after I graduated from college, which was 2013,
Okay.
that's when I got into Illustrator. So
Mm.
Photoshop and Illustrator are different.
Right.
Photoshop is for editing, and it's pixels. Illustrator is vector art. Vector art is it's more mathematical, where you can blow it up, you can resize it, and it doesn't lose quality. So you use Illustrator for more like drawing, digital drawings, like when you're making a logo.
Yes.
So I learned how to do that because
Okay.
people kept hitting me up for logos. That was
Right.
like the main thing people wanted me to do,
Right.
and I couldn't really do it like effectively on Photoshop.
Oh, so you had to use Illustrator also. Okay, so you use both softwares pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, so
And I know how to
Photoshop.
use both like very well.
Good. Okay. So pretty much so now you did say so you did the MySpace, then you went to college. And what did you go to college for?
So I went music initially,
Okay.
but never got into the music major.
Got it.
I switched a lot of times. So I switched from that to marketing, and then I went to business. No, I think I went business, then marketing, and then I ended up hospitality.
Okay. Huh.
So-
Interesting. Yeah. So you check. But the thing is, you're good with all of these platforms. That's funny because you know how to market, you know how to, be an entrepreneur, so the business side.
Yep.
Hospitality, you're a community person, you know how to talk to people.
Yep.
And be engaged. So okay, so you did learn.
And that's
you did-
big, the marketing word.
Yes.
Like a lot of what I did professionally, so this is another skill I have.
Right.
Like people would pay me to manage their social media accounts
Hmm.
and to help them like post.
Okay.
So that's marketing, like how to deliver a brand message and how to do that's like the step after I get the designs together.
Right.
So once I got your designs together, then I would help people come up with content ideas.
Right.
So they would pay me like once a month to manage their pages.
Okay. Was that a lot for you? Like, did you have a lot of time to do that at that time?
Yeah, because I was doing it full time.
Okay.
So it was all design and marketing work, social media marketing
Right.
specifically. So
So
usually the people I would design for, I would end up helping them with their marketing too.
okay.
So-
All right. So then we got three different things here. We have you being a music.
Music,
So you do music, and both sides, the engineering side,
every side,
every side of it, pretty
every
much,
side.
and the performing part of it too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then you do graphic design,
Yes.
and then you also market.
The social media,
social media,
specifically social media marketing, but marketing is marketing.
Yeah, marketing is marketing. You can find a way to do it in anything. So so there you go. Music, graphic, marketing, anything else. Because that's already a lot that I'm sure people don't know about you actually do.
So that's the design and marketing would be like branding.
Okay. Yes.
Anybody that's building a brand, they come to me. I do photography.
Okay, nice.
I've gotten paid to be a photographer.
Really?
So I've done like
Okay.
family photo shoots. I've done branding shoots.
Okay.
So
I didn't know about that part.
I actually know how to operate a real camera.
Right.
I know about like how to adjust the
settings,
lighting,
yeah.
the shutter speed and all that.
Okay.
So I understand it well enough to be able to take a quality photo.
Yeah.
And then of course, because I'm a good designer, most of my magic I work after I take the photo
Yeah.
because I already have
Editing,
experience
everything.
in editing.
Yeah.
So-
true. Oh yeah, I do remember. You do photography. Okay, I just remembered because the last time you did was I think last year, like an event or something. Somebody's event. I know in the wave community that shit.
Oh
out,
yeah.
you know?
Like whenever I throw events,
Yeah. And
that's
you'll
another
show up.
thing is I'm not really an event planner, but
Right.
in college hospitality, it was event planning.
Okay.
That was the part of hospitality that made me intrigued
Yeah.
because when you're throwing an event, you need marketing, you need designs.
True.
So I took a class where I was using those skills.
Right.
So
So you was able to do all of it instead of having to hire somebody else to assist you with the different aspects of it. Okay. All right. So now we have the marketing, the branding part, the photography. That's a
yep.
lot. So that's music, graphic design, marketing, slash branding,
Hmm.
photography. Now the photography, I don't really. Is that so? Now is that it? No, that's all of it, right? Or is there more to that?
Videos, like
Okay.
I know how to edit videos and shoot
Okay. Yes.
videos. I have never done the video thing professionally, like with an actual professional camera,
Yes.
but I do it on my phone. So
Okay.
any video projects I do, I shoot on my phone.
That's so
So that's
professional.
still like
Yeah.
I have a director mind. I know how to
Yes.
direct content.
Yeah.
So picking
Everything.
locations, picking angles,
Mhm.
how to like capture something, how to chop it, how to edit it.
Yeah.
So I do
Wow.
all that. So people were paying me to do that too. I've had people pay me to do like video slideshows where you put pictures together
Right.
and you put music behind it.
Yes. Okay.
I've
Like
done stuff
audio
like that.
visual stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
That's cool. Okay.
So
Your big brain. I'm
that's it.
telling you, it's a
So
lot.
that's really what I be letting
Yeah.
people know is I do every form of media.
Yes.
I'm a one-stop shop.
And very creative. It's like everything that you do is very like creative. Like you gotta use a lot of like details. You gotta pay attention to details.
Like you know
Yeah.
how people make commercials
Yeah.
and you have to come up with an idea, a concept of how to
Mhm.
do the commercial and the voiceover. I do all that because you be
Yes.
seeing my commercials that I do.
Right.
So I've done stuff like that for different businesses where
Yeah.
I'll do like a short video commercial where I'll have to shoot the content for it, put background music on it,
Okay.
do a voiceover.
Right. So you
So I
can
do
do
all
all
that.
that. That's great. So now, what would you say? So I know you do all of those things. Is there anything that you enjoy the most out of all of them? Like that you're more passionate
Music,
about? Music. Okay.
yeah, because
So
that's the
music,
first love.
and we can tell, right?
But I
That's
never
it.
wanted
Yeah.
that to be my bread and butter as far as making money. So that's
Okay.
why I've always dipped into these other creative avenues to make
Right.
money,
Of course.
to build some type of business.
Right.
So now I'm in the process of just getting back tuned into the music
Yeah.
and monetizing that.
Right. Definitely. And that's what you're doing right now with the
Oh, and
Yávé.
then the last thing is the community building,
Yeah.
because that's a skill. That's like
Yes.
it's not a people don't look at it as a creative skill,
It is.
but it's really like building an idea, getting people together, and building up a concept of how that community is gonna flow. And then I
Right.
use all my other skills to help with that. You need
Yeah.
design skills to do that,
Right.
video editing.
Right.
I use my music skills if it's a music community, like
Communication too. So I guess part of the hospitality
yeah,
aspect too is communication. It's communicating with people and finding out what they, like what they need or what they're looking for, or and just kind of bringing together on whatever it is that they're passionate about.
yep,
Kind of getting them together. So yeah, so I can see that.
yep.
And I think that's the first thing that I seen from you actually was that, like the building community.
Hmm.
I didn't even know you did music. I think that was the first thing I knew about you was that
Yeah,
you had a community. So I found out about the music. Then I didn't even know you was doing your own videos. So yeah,
it's a
so
lot.
it's a lot. You do a lot.
It's a lot.
Like you do, and I just wanted people to know that because I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you do so much. Like, how can you market yourself more now? You've done it before, but just doing it now.
Yep.
On top of having the music community now.
Hmm.
So yeah. So now I did want to. So would you say? Well, yeah, you did say that already. Like how all the skills you got complement each other.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
kind of all kind of go hand in hand together. Now, would you say there's one that you don't really care to do anymore? Like something that you're not passionate about anymore?
People used to hire me to build websites,
Okay. Oh,
and I turned down a lot of website
really?
gigs
That's your least
because
favorite thing to do?
it's somewhere between design and just like administrative
Yeah.
coding a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's not creative. Like you got to learn
Yeah.
like whatever somebody's website is running through, you got to learn how to build on that particular site.
That's true.
I've used Bluehost for my own website. I've used GoDaddy,
Okay.
but that's
I know about
WordPress. You ever
GoDaddy.
heard of WordPress?
I've heard. I don't know how that works.
WordPress is basically a software where you build websites and you can use it to build sites.
Okay.
But they have all their own little widgets and things. So I've built websites,
Okay.
but I don't like doing that. But as
Okay.
far as the ones that I listed, I'm at the point now where if somebody want to hire me to do something and I can fit it into my schedule, if it's a design, if it's a video edit,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a photo shoot, I enjoy doing all of them
Okay, so you do. So pretty much it's kind of your own on your own time.
Yeah,
So if somebody comes to you and just um, is asking for one part of your services that you offer, you would be willing, depending on what it is
yeah.
and like what type of project it is and
I'm in
everything.
that space where I'm not
Okay.
like desperate for the work.
Right.
If it got to be the right person, the right brand, the right
Gotcha.
idea, and then if the money is the right amount, then I'll do it.
Do you feel, have you ever had like what project would you say is like harder to do with people, like harder to collaborate with people with, like if you're working for them on a project?
Um, I'd probably say music is my least favorite thing
Really, to collaborate
to
on?
like get paid to do something
Oh,
because they're real specific about how they want it to sound.
okay.
And me being like a more isolated composer where I'm used to just doing everything my own way. And then they
Right.
might, I hate when people come to me saying they want me to make a certain sound that
Right.
sounds like somebody else. And a
Uh,
lot of people that do music, like they want the music to sound the way they want it to sound, like whatever thing that they like. So I've
gotcha.
done gigs like that where somebody came to me with lyrics and I had to make the music for it. And it was a process of like sending them a sample of it. And they're like, oh, can you change that? I kind of want this to be like that.
Yeah,
So
that's harder to do. Yeah, I can see that being like, yeah,
it's better to work in the studio with people on music. And I
right.
usually don't work with people in the studio.
Got it. Okay.
So that's my least favorite thing to do is to like executively produce somebody.
Yeah.
That's why like if I ever do that again, it would have to be an artist that really knows my sound and they want my sound and they
Right.
trust my sound and it's not too much of a struggle to try and like
Yeah.
find the sound they looking
That they're
for.
looking for. Yeah, it's not too hard. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And so now I know you said so you don't like to collaborate. That's your least favorite thing to do. Oh,
Yeah.
that's something you don't even do, right? Like when's the last time you ever did that?
It's probably been a decade,
Oh, okay.
honestly. Probably over a decade.
Okay. Because I know you said you usually don't like to do collab, work, but now you kind of started doing it with the YMC, right?
Yeah. See, it's different levels of collab.
Okay.
Like the executive producer role, like what I just described, is like very, very hands-on from the inception of the idea
Yeah.
where you're producing music specifically for somebody.
Yeah.
The type of collabs that I usually do is like we just putting a verse on something. Like the
Right.
music is there, it's either my music or somebody else's music, and we just collaborating on the writing part.
Got it. Okay. So
And
that's a good
then
setup.
sometimes I'm the person that does the final mix, sometimes I'm
Mhm.
not, but I'm not really too picky with it. At
Yeah.
this point, I'm more about building the music community that I have, which is the Yávé Music Co-op.
Right.
So I'm just
Yeah.
opening myself up to just share. I'm
Yeah.
sharing more of my talent and letting people do what they do with it
Right.
and
Right.
building a community around it.
Right.
That's what makes it, fun
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, providing a fun platform, yeah, and that's what I think is fun about it. Is because everybody that likes to do music just gets in there and do whatever they want to do, and that's something that they didn't have to take part of. But you did have one. You said you had the
What?
standard,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like the other music.
yeah. That was a
Yeah, community.
songwriting competition.
Okay.
So that's when I really opened up to the collaborative element in music.
Right. Okay. So now, how would you say? Okay. So now, as far as the other things, like, so we know about the music, but you're not really trying to make money off of music like that.
Well, actually, I'm open to it now.
Oh yes. For what?
I'm
The beat making.
Yeah, like I want to
Okay.
like. I thought for forever I was like I don't want to monetize my music because it takes the joy away.
Yeah.
But if I do it my way, then it'll be fun. So I'm just gonna
True.
start putting instrumentals on my Patreon.
Yeah.
If people want to buy exclusives from me, I'll set a price, and basically I just want to sell the music I make.
Yeah.
If you want to use that, I'll sell you the music, and you do what you want with it.
Okay.
That's where I want to start. And then if it progresses into me actually producing somebody, then of course that'll cost more.
Right.
Then
Definitely.
it got to be the right artist.
Right.
So, but I'm cool with just selling instrumentals to people.
Okay. So you can sell instrumentals. So that's one thing you'll use as a way to, generate an income or additional income, I should say, because you do have a job.
Yeah.
So now, does that take time away from doing other things? Like, is that why you slow down on doing graphic designs or logos for other people?
Yeah.
Or okay.
That's the tough part about having all these skills is picking something. Like what's going to
Yeah.
be the bread and butter money maker. because I can't do everything
Yeah, it's a lot of skills.
simultaneously. It's
Yeah.
like it's too much. You can't fully capitalize on one thing.
Yeah.
At one point I was just grabbing from everything. I was
Mm.
doing websites, I was doing graphics, I was doing instrumentals, selling beats,
Yeah.
building community. It was too much.
Right. So at that time, I'm assuming at that time you didn't have like a 9 to 5 job or anything like
Nah.
that. Okay, so you had all the time
Yep.
in the world to do. Okay, so that's what changes it, I guess. But I do know you also have a good job that you can kind of,
Yep.
kind of easy for you to work on certain things.
Easy little security job.
Right. Okay. That's good.
It don't take too much time away from the creative.
Right, the creative part.
Yep.
So when do you think you're gonna, or how are you gonna market you trying to sell those beats, like the instrumentals that you?
Well, I've been doing these live cookups.
Okay, that's right.
So when I do the live cookups, that's me basically putting out that I'm actively making music.
Yeah.
So usually back in 2018, they would watch me on live and they would buy the instrumental before I finish it. They would see me cooking it. I want that.
Okay.
They'll buy it and then I'll finish it for them and then send it to them after the live.
Nice. And what platform was you using then?
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Is
So
that the main way that you would like kind of get clientele was through Facebook?
Yeah. Okay. It's the same thing now. Like Facebook has always been the primary platform for me.
Do you want to try other platforms besides Facebook?
Well, I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
But Facebook is built for community.
Yeah.
So because I'm building communities, I'm always going to use Facebook as the primary platform for me to build my community. Because that's honestly my main focus now is building my paid community.
Yeah.
And since it's about music, that's why I want to monetize my music again. Because I'm building a music community where you have to pay to get access, and then I'm also going to be using that creative music energy to sell my own music again.
Right. Oh, that makes
and then
sense.
anything outside of that, if people hit me up and want designs, if they want other stuff that I do, then I can fit it in.
Photography, would you do that too?
Yep, I'll do a photo shoot.
Okay, so you'll still do that.
Yep.
And so now as far as that and the music, and I just gotta blink because I had a question ready for you, and I just forgot real quick. I was gonna say something about the music and the community. With selling the instrumentals and everything, would you ever try like another approach, like maybe like Discord or like
you mean like the interactive element?
Yes.
I mean, I've used Discord before, not like primarily, but I've been on there. I know it's a chat. Usually, like Discord would be a tool you use to help in communication, whatever you're building, whether it's an organization or a community, you can use Discord as a way to interact.
Yes, yeah, you can interact more and kind of like, and a lot of people can come in, so you can get a little bit more, more members or more, people to get into the community also. But I was also thinking as far as like the other business aspect of it. Actually, that's not even what I was gonna ask you. I went all the way left. I'm sorry. But when you said something about people paying a subscription to be part of the YMC, right?
Yep.
And then also at some point, if they want to buy an instrumental from you, they can buy. If they want to, talk to you about other, business, services that they need from you. But do you have any pushback about people paying, like making payments on certain things? Like, is that a problem that you get into sometimes?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.